Reaganomics, a transformative era in American history. In the annals of American history, certain presidencies stand out for their profound influence on the nation's economic and social fabric. One such presidency was that of Ronald Reagan, whose policies, collectively termed as Reaganomics, represented a seismic shift in the economic paradigms of the United States. Today, we delve deep into the transformative era of Reaganomics, a cornerstone of Reagan's presidency. As the 1980s dawned, the United States was grappling with persistently high inflation, unemployment, and stagnant economic growth, remnants of the 1970s economic malaise. Supply-side economics, an increasingly popular theory, promised a way out. Ronald Reagan entered the presidential office with a vision to revive the economy through significant policy changes, collectively known as Reaganomics. This vision emphasized tax cuts, deregulation, and a free market ethos aimed at invigorating the American economy. Reaganomics was predicated on three core ideas: substantial tax cuts, sweeping deregulation, and the implementation of supply-side economics. The objective was to lessen government's role in the economy, free business from burdensome regulation, and herald a new era of prosperity. The administration believed that reducing the burden on top earners and corporations would spur investment, stimulate production, and ultimately promote broader economic growth, a concept widely referred to as the trickle-down effect. Central to Reaganomics were the tax cuts embodied in the Economic Recovery Tax Act of 1981. These cuts were designed to stimulate consumer spending and investment by leaving individuals and businesses with more capital. By reducing the top marginal tax rate significantly, the policy aimed to invigorate entrepreneurial ventures and provide individuals with increased disposable income, crucial for driving a consumer-based economy. Alongside tax reforms, deregulation formed the second pillar of Reagan's economic strategy. The administration targeted key sectors, notably finance and telecommunications, aiming to lift restrictive regulations that allegedly stifled competition and innovation. By rolling back these constraints, the government aimed to foster a more dynamic and flexible economic environment. The supply-side economics theory underscored Reaganomics, rested on the belief that economic growth is most effectively driven by reducing barriers to supply, namely taxes and regulations. This approach emphasized producing wealth rather than redistributing it, arguing that increased supply would lead to lower prices and greater consumption, ultimately spurring economic growth. The 1980s witnessed notable economic expansion, lending credence to the effectiveness of Reaganomics in the eyes of its supporters. Gross domestic product, GDP growth surged, and investments in various industries like technology and real estate boomed. These expansions underscore the dynamic capacity of the American economy when unshackled from excessive government intervention. The economic policies spearheaded by Reagan's administration undeniably spurred significant positive outcomes. Job creation flourished, entrepreneurship saw an uptick, and new technological advancements invigorated American industry. The corporate world benefited from a conducive environment that nurtured innovation, bolstering America's edge in global competitiveness. Yet, alongside praises came staunch criticism and controversy. Detractors argued that the benefits of Reaganomics were disproportionately skewed toward the wealthy, worsening income inequality and undermining the middle class. The trickle-down promise raised skepticism, as many Americans experienced stagnant wages and reduced social services, challenging the efficacy of the broader economic strategy. The era witnessed a marked increase in wealth disparity, exacerbating social and economic divides. Critics pointed to statistical evidence of widening income gaps and questioned whether the wealth generated at the top truly benefited broader society. This disparity had lasting implications, setting the stage for ongoing debates about equitable growth and economic justice. The debate over the success of trickle-down economics constituted a significant facet of Reaganomics' critique. While proponents asserted its success in promoting growth, critics argued that the anticipated benefits to lower-income groups remained conspicuously absent. This enduring debate continues to shape economic policy discourse. Beyond economic metrics, Reaganomics exerted profound social implications, influencing social mobility and deepening economic inequality. As job creation rose, so did the complexity of socioeconomic issues, leaving many Americans to navigate an economy increasingly marked by high rents and uneven access to opportunities. Politically, Reaganomics sparked significant ideological shifts, influencing American policymaking for years to come. It cemented a more conservative approach toward economic policy in the political mainstream, setting precedents for subsequent administrations and shaping the Republican Party's economic agenda. The legacy of the 1980s economic boom under Reagan continues to echo through the halls of both economic thought and popular culture. While celebrated for fostering a period of marked prosperity, this boom also served as a prelude to the deeper socio-economic challenges the nation would face in later decades. Reaganomics' theoretical and practical frameworks have endured well beyond the 1980s, influencing contemporary policy debates and economic strategies. Its core tenets, despite criticism, persist in shaping discussions on tax policies, deregulation, and economic philosophy today. In comparing Reaganomics with modern economic policies, stark contrasts and some similarities emerge. Current administrations grapple with issues of inequality and growth, often invoking supply-side principles, showcasing Reagan's enduring influence on American economic thought. Reaganomics also left a global imprint, influencing international economic policies during the 1980s and beyond. Globally, the United States' shift toward deregulation and tax reforms prompted similar approaches in other nations, illustrating the reach and impact of American economic leadership. As historians revisit Reaganomics, nuanced perspectives have emerged regarding its successes and failures. Several analyses call for a balanced examination, considering both the economic growth ushered by these policies and the socio-economic challenges they engendered. Contemporary re-evaluations of Reaganomics, powered by new data and insights, highlight its complex legacy. Initial results showed economic success, yet long-term evaluations bring to light issues related to wealth distribution and social mobility. Culturally, Reaganomics indelibly shaped America's zeitgeist during the 1980s, influencing media, literature, and public discourse. This cultural imprint showcased the optimism and challenges of the era, reflecting broader societal tensions and transitions. Numerous case studies from the Reagan era highlight both triumphs and struggles of individuals and businesses. Success stories of entrepreneurship are juxtaposed with accounts of industries and communities impacted by regulatory rollbacks and economic stratification. Reaganomics also challenged established economic theories of the time, notably Keynesian economics. The era featured intense academic debates and conferences, pitting long-standing economic doctrines against emerging new paradigms. Public perception of Reaganomics has evolved over decades, reflective of broader shifts in societal values and economic priorities. Initially hailed by many, the policy's long-term societal impacts have fostered diverse opinions and prolific discussions. Reaganomics is a subject of study within educational settings, sparking dialogues in economics and history curriculums. Analyzing its policies helps students appreciate the complexities of economic decision-making and the intricacies of historical influence. Incorporating interviews and testimonies, the narrative of Reaganomics expands beyond figures and policies. Personal accounts from experts and ordinary Americans lend essential perspectives, enriching the historical context and lived experiences of the era. Considering Reaganomics' influence, predicting its future implications involves examining potential adaptations and broader economic shifts. Its core principles continue to inspire and provoke in discussions around equitable and sustainable growth. International comparisons highlight Reaganomics' unique attributes and influence during a period of global economic transformation. By contrasting American and international strategies, we gain insights into the era's economic dynamics. Debunking myths surrounding Reaganomics clarifies misunderstandings about its policies and outcomes. Shedding light on what truly transpired paves the way for informed, insightful discourse. Summing up Reaganomics, we acknowledge both short-term gains in growth and long-term challenges of inequality. This dual legacy spurs contemplation and balanced assessment, encouraging comprehensive understanding. In conclusion, Reaganomics remains a pivotal chapter in American history, an era marked by economic growth and profound socio-economic implications. Its influence continues to shape the nation, making it essential for understanding today's economic and political landscapes. As history buffs and curious minds, examining Reagan's legacy invites us to form informed perspectives, appreciating the enduring dialogue between past policies and present realities.